Hello everyone, welcome to my new video. This one will be about the healing druid for World vs World. It is a very strong support class. It is a secondary support. The main support is the firebrand, heal firebrand, which gives stability. And this one is like the healing tempest or the healing scrapper. It basically removes conditions and heals for a lot. And let's get into it. Let's see the build. Here we take Trapper's expertise because our healing skill, which is very strong, Condi removal and heal, will have a reduced recharge. Here we get Spotter because the others are useless, and Spotter will provide Fury to our party, which is nice, 20% critical chance. Then here we get Quick Draw because it basically will reduce your next weapon skills cooldown by 66%, and it works only in combat. I recommend to make use of this trait for the Ancestral Grace, which is the strongest skill on the staff, or at least for the healing skill 3 from the Celestial Avatar, or the skill 4, which are the best heals from the Celestial Avatar. So by 66%, this one from 8 seconds becomes like 3 seconds, and this one same. And this one 20 seconds, like 7 seconds or something like that. So then on Nature Magic we get gain quickness when struck while below the threshold. You and your pet gain healing power, which is nice, some additional healing power. Windborne notes, Warhorn skill grants regeneration around their target, recover health when you gain regeneration. I use this because I run the axe and Warhorn for the secondary weapon set. Some people run 2 staffs, so they swap during the combat, and they can make use of the quick draw, and they can spam the Ancestral Grace, but I think it's not worth it. I think the Warhorn is very strong because you apply a strong regeneration, which helps you building the Celestial Avatar. Then here, Invigorating Bond, best beast abilities, heal allies around the caster. So beast abilities are like Shake It Off from the bear, or like this barrier from the turtle. Then on the druid we can use they are all strong, like this one, reduce recharge of staff skills against nearby foes when you swap to staff. This is another reason why it's good to run double staff, which I don't, but this trait would be very useful for it. But I prefer this one. Becoming a Celestial Avatar removes condition from you and your my allies. So just pressing F5 you remove 15 condition basically. Then here we have Celestial Shadow, very strong. When you leave the Celestial form you grant super speed and stealth to nearby allies for 3 seconds. Super speed is nice, it's the best. Like stealth is almost useless during fights, but super speed is very useful. Then here we use Lingering Light. While in Celestial Avatar form, your healing of others is significantly increased, like 20% increase healing to others, it's huge. And also 10% lingers after you leave the Celestial Avatar. So you use Celestial Avatar, you get 20% healing power. Healing towards others, actually not healing power. And when you leave it, you still keep the 10%. Let's see the equipment. Okay, so here it's basically on your preference. I mixed some magi and some harriers, like power, toughness, healing power. Actually it's cleric and magi, because I think you don't need the boon duration on this build. Like concentration is almost useless, you don't apply many boons on your allies. Maybe some protection, maybe some fury and might here, and regeneration, but like it's once every 24 seconds or like something like that. You apply almost 0 boons. Like here also it's just healings, not boons. So I think you should maximize your healing power and prioritize to maximize your healing power. It's not worth it to go for the boon duration, in my opinion. The Rune of the Monk, it's the best for every healer. It's a bit boring, but still it provides a lot of healing to allies and some boon duration, even if we don't really need it, but the healing is just best compared to the others. Then I run the axe with transference, warhorn with benevolence to stack like 25 stacks if you kill 5 enemies. Then here I have the staff, renewal for healing when you swap to it, and transference for increased healing. If you want, you can run the healing infusions. I don't have them, but if you have laurels to spend, you can do it. And as I said, I would mix magi and cleric, so you get toughness and vitality and the maximum healing power possible, and just mix them. I think you should have like 20k HP, so you are sure you will survive, and you have also much toughness from the clerics, and it's very nice. You can survive, and if you survive, you make your allies survive. Now let's get into the build, into the tips and how to play. Here we have the solar beam, which is the auto attack from the staff, which is a nice heal, and you can also target your allies with it, as you see, like this guy. I'm targeting him, and he will receive the healings. This trait applies also for Astral Wisp. You can send this globe around him, and when it spins, it will heal allies around him. I would recommend doing skill 1 or 2 on the commander, like you target the commander during the fights, and you just press T or the keybind you have on the call target, and you will find him again. You press T and you press 1, 2, so your commander will be healed, and every person around him will be healed too. Here we have Ancestral Grace, which is a dodge, and also it will heal for a lot when you arrive. I recommend using this trait here for hit, or maybe for the skill 4 or the skill 3 from Celestial Avatar. These 3 are the best healing burst skills of this build, of this class actually. Then here we have Vine Surge, which applies Immobilize on the enemies, and also removes Immobilize, Cripple and Chill from the allies. It's a long vine which builds up in like 1 second, and to maximize its effectiveness you should hit your enemies and your allies at the same time, but it's not always easy. Then here with the skill 5 it applies a wall which makes every projectile heal the... Basically you will stop any projectile unless they are unblockable, and this projectile will heal you and apply regeneration on you. And this is also a combo field water, meaning that if you place this on the ground and you blast it, and you have a blast on the skill 3, you will apply healing area, like this area healing, so you will heal even more. I recommend using always the Sublime Conversion, the skill 5, and then the skill 3 on it. Here as healing skill we have Healing Spring, which is a big trap on the ground, which applies 2 counter removal per ally every 2 seconds. Like it has 5 pulses, and actually 6 pulses, because it has a pulse when you cast it and then a pulse every 2 seconds for 10 seconds. It is a combo field water, so you can blast it with your skill 3, and also provides regeneration and a huge healing on you. Here we have Glyph of Alignment, which I recommend using in the Celestial Avatar. I will show you what it is during Celestial Avatar. Then here Glyph of Unity, same, this must be used on the Celestial Avatar. And then as the third utility skill I recommend going for the Signet of Renewal, because the others are simply bad in my opinion. Protect Me is nice because it applies a huge barrier, but the barrier is only on you, but it's still an AoE break stun for your allies. You can save their asses, but still I think this one is better, because you remove like 13 conditions from any allies, and they apply on your pet, and your pet is like 30k HP, so it will tank them, and also they grant resistance on the pet. So I think you should run this, but Protect Me might be better maybe in a very organized group where every stun matters. In my opinion, for Pug, just run Signet of Renewal. Then here we have Glyph of Stars, which is like basically a better version of Hallowed Ground, but it is an elite skill. You have this huge area, you place it, and you apply stability on there, and healing and condi removal. It's like one of the best skills in the game at the moment, in my opinion, for War vs World, and I recommend using this not on Celestial Avatar but on the normal mode, because on Celestial Avatar you won't remove the conditions. Let's see the Glyph of Alignment. In Celestial Avatar you heal and remove condition from nearby allies, and then the Glyph of Unity, tether on nearby allies. Whenever you are healed, heal the tethered allies as well. So I recommend you enter the Celestial Avatar, then press the Glyph of Unity, so any healing you apply to your allies, to yourself actually, will provide some healing also to the allies. And then you can use the Glyph of Alignment, because you will remove additional condition and provide additional healing. On the axe, the skill 1 is basically a projectile which bounces on the enemies. It's good for tagging, since this build can't tag a lot. Then the skill 2, mostly useless, I never used it. The skill 3 is the most damageful, and it's an AoE blasting. Basically you toss it and it blasts on the enemy, you can see it. Skill 4, useless. Skill 5, the best skill of the Warhorn. It is a blast, so you can use it on your healing skill, and it will the healing skill will only trigger if there are enemies, by the way. And the skill 5 will blast it, and you will apply regeneration, and you will heal, and you will increase your Celestial Avatar basically. If it's down, with regeneration you will heal your allies. And I remind some people, if people don't remember or if they are new to the game, you recharge the Celestial Avatar by healing yourself or your allies, and if you are out of heals, regeneration counts as heal. So this regeneration here and this regeneration here will provide you some Celestial energy, so you can enter the Celestial Avatar again. The skill 3 on the Celestial Avatar is a big burst skill, and it has a daze. The skill 2 takes a while to channel, and it removes conditions and deals. The skill 4, it's a pulsing healing, very good skill. And the skill 5, now I don't have the Celestial Avatar, but the skill 5 is an AoE Immobilize, which is channeled and locks you in place. So I don't recommend it using it unless you are winning the fight, because you can get stuck in there and just die because you are casting an Immobilize, and also during the cast you are not healing your allies. And the skill 1 is basically an AoE healing which you can spam. It's not the best, but still, if you have nothing left you can use it. So basically just maximize your healing on your allies, and focus on their condi removal. And I recommend using here, when you create the squad, view as a grid, so you view this, and your allies will be here, and you will see their conditions. Don't use the condi cleansing when they have no condition, only keep your condi removals when your allies are suffering from conditions. I will show you the skill 1 to heal. It's a very fast healing, and this is the skill 5, which is apply the cripple and immobilize. Also, we run as pet the bear, because it has a shake it off. It will remove 2 condis from 5 allies and also provide healing because of this trait here, and it's almost immediate. Like you cast it, they have 2, and it will shout. Basically it is a shout skill like the warrior one, the shake it off, and it will condi removal. I recommend you during the fight to keep your bear close to you, because if it goes in the enemies it will die very soon, so you should use the F3 so it will return to you. And as a secondary pet we run the turtle, because it has this dome which does not follow the turtle, but it will be locked in place, which applies protection on 5 pulses, and also it will stop incoming projectiles. I think this class is maybe the best support class at the moment if the fight is very stationary, like because you have every AoE you want, you cast them, like here, here, you can remove this, like you are here, you cast this, you heal. It's not the best healer if you move a lot, in my opinion, because healing spring is useless if your squad moves. Glyph of the stars, same. The rest of the skills are nice, but I still think it can't keep up with the Tempest or maybe the Scrapper. But if the fight is stationary and you just bunker up and you are locked in a place, the Druid is unmatched in my opinion, both for healing and both for Condi removal. Let me know if you like this build, what you think, and please leave a like and subscribe to the channel so I can see your support. Thank you and see you on the next video.